Since the olden days of mankind, one person have encountered watching a cartoon or the other. The cartoon could be made for kids, could be adultish, could be any form at all. Throughout our life history, we have been watching cartoons. These cartoons can exhibit how a person will act in his future. However, there are some instances in cartoons whereby other different cartoons can appear in a single cartoon. These are called crossovers. They're very common if you look at them. There are millions of crossovers in different TV shows, but in this episode, we'll only look at a cartoon or animated shows regarding crossovers. It was easy said that cartoon has evolved throughout the years. Since the 1920s, cartoons have been on the spotlight. From the very first Mickey Mouse cartoons, eventually the Tom and Jerry cartoons, eventually to the Dexter's Lab cartoons, evolution of Cartoon Network, formation. It was clear that cartoon has taken a very shift turn in terms of production and quality. Everything has changed. We're now in the Gen Z era. But in every cartoon, there should be a crossover. Or a crossover is basically where another cartoon enters a specified cartoon with those two cartoons interacting with each other. Let me go to Google and search. A crossover is said to be is when two or more different fictional universe characters or stories intersect or combine in a single episode, movie, or storyline. This video will talk about my top 5 TV crossovers. These will include classic cartoons, modern cartoons, or even 2000s, any era. If it is animated, it's classified as a cartoon to me. Stay tuned.
Before school starts this fall.
Come on, Perry!
So stick with us, cause Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it all. So stick with us, cause Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it all.
Playing us for fools is even more diabolical than...
Number 5. Phineas and Ferb, Marvel franchise. In season 4, episode 11 of Phineas and Ferb, there was a crossover between Marvel and Phineas and Ferb, a popular TV show. It included Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man that came to Phineas and Ferb's house during a morning routine, while the other villains, including Venom, stayed at the evil's lair of Dr. Doofenshmirtz as they found out the new evil plan to destroy the city. I really think this crossover is pretty cool to include the Marvel franchise and Phineas and Ferb, because Marvel is the biggest superhero league out there compared to DC. So I think this crossover is pretty cool. One of the best crossovers for a low budget TV show like Phineas and Ferb. The show's creator, Dad Powerman, actually did a lot of impact in constructing this crossover. I think this crossover is pretty cool. Yeah. Number 4. Danny Phantom, Tough Puppy, and Fairly Odd Parents. During a crossover special on Nickelodeon, all Butch Hartman created shows intersected or met each other in a single video. They just lasted for 2 minutes. I actually enjoyed this crossover a lot. I loved it. I wish it lasted for longer, at least let it become a single episode on its own, but it only lasted for a short time. It's good to see all these characters intersecting each other, to see each other. That was actually pretty cool. Even though it didn't last for long, at least we get to see a crossover special for the 3 animated cartoons. I actually like this a lot. It was one of my favorite crossover specials that gained millions in views in YouTube. Well, so sad that it only lasted for 2 minutes.
You don't think we need to wait for Kim Possible either, do you, Scrump? I didn't think so.
Number 3. Kim Possible, Lilo and Stitch. I enjoyed this crossover. I like this crossover. It was well organized, well analyzed. It was well executed as a crossover. It's good to see Kim Possible, Lilo and Stitch intersecting in their different worlds, and how Kim Possible just appeared out of nowhere to the Lilo and Stitch house. At the end, they did rescue the Chihuahua from Shago and Dr. Dragon after a fierce battle, and the day was saved. They liked ice cream. When I watched this crossover, I liked it. It was well organized, but a very low budget crossover to the others. It was just good, average. Nothing to say about this one. What classifies as a good crossover is when two...
Thank heavens, the Powerpuff Girls!
Who are the odd floating...
Before I go any further, I'll mention some honorable mentions before I list my number 1 top crossover. Some honorable mentions include the Powerpuff Girls and Teen Titans Go. Well, I like this crossover because they're just team of heroes who protect the city from villains, and it's very cool to see a crossover of 2 of those superhero groups. Another honorable mention is Johnny Bravo and Scooby-Doo. This is one of the old crossovers we have there, but it was pretty cool and many fans expected it. Another honorable mention is
I'm so glad.
Is American Dad and Family Guy. This crossover was indeed produced by the same exact people. That's why it's very likely for them to cross over. So I'll just spare this one on the list. Another honorable mention is
Stuck an antenna on it.
Futurama and Simpsons. I think also produced by the same producers, so this one also spared on the list. Finally, to my number 1 TV crossover. Can you list the number 1 crossover? It's no other than...
I am over The Simpsons! Well, what are you saying? I'm saying The Simpsons suck!
Number 1, Simpsons Family Guy. I think how a show is classified one of the most big-headed crossovers is when the shows are similar. Simpsons and Family Guy are 2 popular sitcoms produced in the US. Yeah, they were 2 popular. They also produced the same channel, Fox. You can see Peter Griffin and Homer Simpson beating the shit out of each other in the screen.
And all the time. You strangle your son? That's insane! No wonder he's fat and stupid and masturbates all the time.
Yeah, that was too much. Family Guy, they have some offensive jokes.
Evan, hello Mo, your sister's being raped. Is that one?
That joke was incredibly cold, incredibly offensive. But I want to say what happened in the crossover so you get to a full picture of what I mean. Well, what happened in the crossover is when the Griffins, Peter, Meg, Lois, and the rest, were on a road trip. I don't know exactly where they were going, but eventually they stopped at somewhere to refuel their car. So someone stole their motor vehicle. So eventually they went to this place called Springfield and they decided to reside there to find their car. And that's eventually where they stumbled upon people like the Simpsons. Eventually, when Homer met the Griffins, he offered them to reside in their home, enable for Peter to find his car. While the others were making friends with the other group, they were indeed socializing with each other like Bart Simpson and Stewie Griffin. They were friends. Well, that friendship wasn't to last at all. Unlike Meg and I even forgotten her name. Lisa. Yeah, Lisa. Despite all of the shenanigans, eventually Peter and Homer decide to go out and find for their car. They decide to open a car dealership that is for stolen cars, so they'll be able to charge those people money. However, the plan didn't go as planned. Eventually, Peter did manage to find his car, but by a homeless villager. Eventually, when Peter cursed the Simpsons, Homer got angry and began beating the shit out of Peter. Brutal chaos happened. Brutal chaos. They continued fighting. They even turned into acid monsters. They dipped themselves into acid and acid transformed them into some kind of creature. Eventually, when they continued to fight, they finally, after all the brutal fighting, as you can see in the screen, they finally reconciled together, and eventually Peter reconciled with Homer and they all went home. That was the aftermath. So that's what happened. That is what happened in the Family Guy Simpsons crossover. I hope you like this video. That is my top 5 best cartoon crossovers of all time. Like and subscribe. I'll try to post regularly. Peace.
Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty.